everyone, how are we all? I hope we're all well. My name is Nicole and here on We My Man I do lots of motherhood and lifestyle videos. Today's video is going to be Didier's 4-month update. It literally feels like I've only just done his 3-month update. But yes, I've got quite a few things to just update you all on. As you can see, he's getting bigger by the moment. Still got those chubby cheeks. But yes, he is doing really well. First of all, as you can see, he has definitely come out of that newborn kind of look slash phase. He's definitely put on a little bit of extra weight. He's still on formula at the moment, and yes, he is doing really well. At the moment, you can see that he's definitely got a little personality that's starting to come through. He is very content. He's always been a very happy, content baby, and now that hasn't really changed. He's still, the only time he tends to get quite grumpy is obviously when he's hungry and starting to get very tired, and also when he's been like sat down for too long and he needs a bit of entertainment. So like if we're out and he's started to be like in the pushchair, he's always been fine, but lately if he's had enough and we've been walking around the shops for too long, he will let you know. So yeah, he will let you know when he's hungry or grumpy, kind of bored and tired. So you know, so aside from that, throughout the day, you know, he is very happy, content little boy. He is doing so well with sleeping. Like I said from the beginning, I just kind of followed his movements on what he wanted to do sleep-wise. I just took a note of his sleep times whenever he went to sleep during the day and just followed it from there really. And so yeah, he tends to sleep. He has a few naps throughout the day, only about 1 or 2, I think, three naps during the day, and we'll put him down to bed at 6 and then he will wake up at around 10, 11ish for a bottle, and then he doesn't really wake up until 7 o'clock in the morning. He's an absolute little like superstar. Where are you going? At the moment we are currently we're going to move his cot into the bedroom upstairs, into our room, only because the Moses basket is getting too small now, and I know they're only supposed to be in it for something like 8 weeks, but he was fine, but now he's obviously getting bigger, so we're gonna put the cot up into our bedroom, but because I know like some people do put the babies into their own rooms when they are younger. But we did try and do it the other day. We tried to put him downstairs and sleep there on his own, and he had no problem. First of all, he was a bit like, ooh, what's going on? So it did take him a little bit longer. Like I said before, he does tend to go to sleep at 6. Ooh, at 6, but he was having none of it. He ended up going to sleep at around 7, so which is like an hour later than usual, obviously because he was in a new room, and it doesn't really help either that we have moved house. So it is going to be a bit of a change for him. But yeah, so now, so I didn't really, when I just looked up on it, I didn't really want him to be in his room just yet. It's only 4 months, so I think we are going to put the bed up into our room and wait until 6 months and see how we get on then. He has started to turn over. I read that it's actually quite uncommon for them, well, not uncommon, but they're more likely to go from their front to back. But he won't quite do that yet. He'll only go from back to front. And then when he's on his tummy, he's really got to have enough space for him to like flip back over again. So yeah, he's starting to roll. I'm sure it's not going to be very long until he starts crawling. I'm not ready for that just yet. But yeah, so at the moment with he's turning over at night, he is starting to sleep on his side. And at the moment, the only way I can get him off to sleep at night is to put my hand underneath him, and he'll fall asleep straight away, but he has to cling onto my hand. Where are you going? Hello, who can you see? Who can you see? He has not been weighed just yet, so I really need to get that done this Friday. And but as you can see, yeah, he's putting on lots of weight. He's just growing out of clothes so fast. At the moment, he is in 3 to 6 clothing. Some clothes aren't entirely fitting in him on top, but in other stores they are. So I feel like Next clothing can be quite small for the age group, and so can Primark. But yeah, and as you can see, he's getting lots of hair on his head. He's getting his new nickname by everybody in our family at the moment is Fluff Nugget, because his hair's starting to get really fluffy. He is starting to really love his toys at the moment. I showed you before that he had the little Lamar's bee, and we've since bought him some teething keys, and he loves those. And also he's gone back to really liking his teething monkey as well. I think I've shown you those in my nappy change bag, what's in my bag video, so I'll link that below. What are you doing? What are you doing? At the moment he's starting to love his toys, and he, as you can see, he likes to grab onto them and straight to the mouth they go. He does like to hold on to them and explore them. Just mostly like, I think he can hold on to them until he starts to like shake them, and then he loses his grip and they just fly all over the place. He is starting to chew toys, and he's always been chewing his hands, so I'm not entirely sure that he is teething yet. I think they might just be moving up and down, but he's not very grisly yet, and he's not drooling lots. He just has like I'd say a normal amount of drool for a baby at the moment, but not lots. Oh, did you catch it? Oh, okay. He is now starting to talk to people and shout at people. If he wants attention, he will let you know, and he'll start shouting it out. He's also just laughing randomly as well. My mum took him around the supermarket the other day, and she just said hello to him, and he was cackling all the way around. He is starting to get really strong. He just wants to, I think I mentioned that in my 3-month update as well, but he loves to stand up. His legs just go rigid. As when you put him in the chair in the pram, his legs go rigid and he does not want to be put in there. So he loves to stand up, loves holding, likes being sat up as well, with support. But so that's where he is at the moment on terms of just sitting up at the moment. And I think that is due to swimming. We're still going swimming once a week. We just do like a round time swim song thing at my local leisure centre. But now we've moved. They just do like water babies, so I think I'm gonna join up and do that with him. As I mentioned before, he is still formula fed, and we are in the process of weaning him. I'm going to be doing a wean with me kind of vlog with all of that, but at the moment he has just been having a little bit of the baby rice, Aptamil baby rice, because he's on the Aptamil formula. So we're going to see how that gets on. He absolutely loves it. First of all, he was a bit like, what is that? But yeah, so he is just over 4 months while I'm filming this. And I didn't want to rush into any vegetables and things like that, or purees just yet. But he is definitely showing signs. He can't sit up on his own yet, but he can obviously hold his head up by himself. And he just watches us like a hawk. We always joke that he's like the seagull. You know the seagulls in Finding Nemo where they're like, mine, mine, mine. When he's sat in his chair and then he can see us eating, he instantly starts going, and he will just watch us like a hawk. It is so funny. But yeah, so I have to eat my snacks in private now, because otherwise he's like, what are you doing? What are you eating? So yeah, he's taken to the baby rice really well, and I cannot wait to get him started on some veg and puree as well. I can't wait to start making that myself. Another thing that he's doing now physically, as well as holding his head up and things like that, is also he's found his toes, and it's the funniest thing ever. He literally just hoiks them both up and sticks his toes in his mouth and like starts chewing on them, and he's like, oh, what is that? And it's so funny. He loves doing this. He will just roll around talking to himself, gurgling, whilst trying to eat his feet and catch his feet, along with lifting his toes up and things like that. There are a lot of new noises we hear him making, and ooh, careful, and also blowing bubbles. As soon as he's had like a spoon of baby rice, he likes to blow bubbles. So yeah, baby rice just goes. As for dislikes, the only kind of thing I could say that he dislikes at the moment is all of a sudden he's started to not like his changing mat. When he tried to put a top over his head, he doesn't like that, and he starts to get really upset whenever he sees the top coming towards him. So I just tend to sing to him, and that makes him laugh and calm down a bit. And then the other thing is, like I mentioned before, just when you're in the shops and he is not happy about being in there, then he'll let you know. And also another funny thing that I've noticed that he started to do was if he's like kind of angry, like not happy, and you give him his dummy to try and like console him, put his dummy back in, he just frowns and spits it out, and it's just like a real attitude problem where he's just like, nope, and spits it out. It's so funny. So as for me, I'm doing really well. I'm back to myself. But the only thing that I have noticed is that I am putting on a lot of weight, staying home on maternity leave, and then also relocating to somewhere where, you know, I don't have any friends here or any family members. I am just like sat by myself all day, going out for coffee and cakes and stuff like that. And before I kind of would have said no, but now I'm like, you deserve the cake. And I think I need to slow down on the cake. But so yeah, I'm going to join Slimming World and see how that goes. And the other thing is as well is that this might be a bit too much information about periods now, but I wouldn't have had a clue. I didn't know anything about this, but my period has now come back after 3 months, and sometimes this depends on your when you breastfeed. So like if you are exclusively breastfeeding, it can even take up to something as long as a year to come back. But because I swapped to combination feeding and then just moved on to formula feeding, mine came back quite quickly at around 3 months, and wow, it was a lot. Because obviously you haven't like had a period in a whole year, and after a baby it was very a lot. Very heavy, a lot. But yeah, I'm all back to normal now. So that's everything. Thank you so much for watching. I'm sure in a few weeks I will be filming Didier's 5-month update. It's flying by. I can't believe that, you know, in 2 months I'm going to be having a 6-month-old. It has just flown by. But thank you for being here and watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Who's that? Ah! Odin. Odin. Yeah. Odin. 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 Crazy. Odin. What's that? Is that a doggo? Look at that doggo. Doggo. Beautiful.